Hello everyone. In previous video we have discussed about osmosis and then the three types of solution based on the concentration of solutes present in them. That is isotonic, hypotonic and hypotonic solutions. Now you are already aware that isotonic solution is having equal concentration of solutes compared to the cell cytoplasm. Okay. So if a cell is placed in an isotonic solution, thus both the cell as well as solution, okay, they both have equal concentration of solutes. So equal number of water molecules will move inside and outside the cell. Fine. In case of hypotonic solution, the meaning of word hypo is less. Okay. So in case of hypotonic solution, the concentration of solute is always less compared to the solute concentration in cell cytoplasm. Okay. So if you will place a cell inside the hypotonic solution, because the concentration of solute is lesser outside, okay, lesser outside in the sense lesser in the solution, so solution has more water potential. Okay, so water will move inside the cell from a region of higher water potential to a region of low water potential. Third type of solution was hypertonic solution. The meaning of word hyper is more. Okay, so that means more solute concentration in case of solution. So if a cell is placed in an hypertonic solution, the solution is having more solute concentration, okay, compared to the cell cytoplasm. Fine. Hence, water will move from cell to the solution. That is, water will move outside the solution. So remember, in case of isotonic solution, net movement of water molecules is zero because equal number of water molecules move inside and outside the cell. In case of hypotonic solution, water will enter inside the cell because water potential is higher in the solution compared to the cell cytoplasm. And in case of hypertonic solution, water will always move outside the cell because water potential is more in cell compared to the outer solution. So all these things we have already discussed in the previous video. Now in this video we are going to talk about the state of animal and plant cell when they are placed in isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic solution. So here is a small table given on it. First we are going to talk about animal cell, and we have taken the example of red blood cell. Okay, so you are already aware, you have studied in your lower classes, maybe in grade 7 in transportation chapter, that red blood cells, they are biconcave disc shaped. Okay, that means there is a depression present in the center on both the sides of the cell. Okay, so if we look here at isotonic solution, okay, red blood cells are present here. Okay, and you know that in case of isotonic solution, the net movement of water molecule is zero. So what will happen to the red blood cell? There will be no change in shape and volume of the cell. Okay, so when a red blood cell or when an animal cell is placed in isotonic solution, no change in shape or volume of the cell is there, as equal solute concentration is present both outside the cell and inside the cell. Or you can say as there is equal water potential outside and inside the cell. Second type of solution is hypotonic solution. Now if you look here at the picture, you can make out the difference clearly in both the pictures, that is isotonic as well as hypotonic. Okay, in isotonic solution, the depressions can be seen easily. Why? Because there is no change in shape or volume of the cell. But in case of hypotonic solution, you can make out that the cells are swelled up. Okay, they are bulged up. Okay, why? Because in hypotonic solution, the water potential is always higher due to low solute concentration. Okay, compared to the cell cytoplasm. So in case of hypotonic solution, if an animal cell is placed in it, the cell will swell up as water will move inside them. And why water will move inside them? Because there is more water potential outside the cell. There is more water potential inside the solution. Hence water will move inside the cell from a region of higher water potential to a region of low water potential. Okay. And if the cell is placed for longer time in an hypotonic solution, if we'll take animal cell and place it in a hypotonic solution for longer time, what will happen? The cells will burst. Why? Because a delicate cell membrane is only present around the cell. Okay. So if we'll keep it for some times, the cell will swell up, they'll bulge up. But if you'll keep cells for longer time in hypotonic solution, so the cells will burst. Next is hypotonic solution. Okay, you are already aware that in case of hypotonic solution, the concentration of solute is more in solution. Okay, so less water potential in solution. So inside cell, dilute cytoplasm is present. Okay, so cytoplasm is having more water potential. Hence, whenever you will place a cell in hypotonic solution, an animal cell in hypotonic solution, for example, red blood cells, the cells will lose water and they will shrink. Okay, so this can also be written as shrivel or shrink. Okay, sometimes it is also called lyse, L-Y-S-E. Remember this term because sometimes an exam in your IGCSE paper, in MCQs especially, they use the term lyse, L-Y-S-E. Okay, so the meaning of lyse is like, the death of cell, and cell will die completely when it will lose its entire amount of water. Okay, so when you place a cell in isotonic solution, there is no change in shape and volume of the cell. When you place a cell in hypotonic solution, the cells will swell up. Okay, they'll bulge up due to movement of water inside the cell. And if you place it for longer time, what will happen? The cells will burst. The animal cell will burst. If you place an animal cell like RBC in hypotonic solution, the cells will shrink or they will shrivel due to loss of water. Okay, because of movement of water from inside the cell to the outside solution. Okay, in some places or in some pictures you might also find the shrinked cells written as crenation, C-R-E-N-A-T-I-O-N. So the meaning is same, that is the cells are shrunk or shrunken or they are shriveled. Okay, so shrivel or shrinked cells. Fine. Next slide shows you the black and white image of RBCs under microscope. Now this image is very important. It is shown many times, in your IGCSE papers. You have to look at these three images and you should be able to identify that which is hypotonic, which is isotonic, and which is hypotonic. Now if you look at the images carefully, you can make out in the first image these shrinked cells. Okay, these shriveled cells you can make out. You can make out easily, fine. So that means in which particular solution the cells shrink, in which solution they lose water. They lose water when cells are placed in hypotonic solution. Okay. The next is isotonic solution. Okay, you can make out here the disc shape, the biconcave disc shape of RBCs is clearly visible. Okay, and the cells are round in shape. That means there is no loss of water inside the cell and there is no gain of water inside the cell. There is no loss or gain of water in the red blood cells. That means water is placed in isotonic solution. And if you look at the third image, you cannot make out the biconcave disc shape of red blood cells. And you can also find that the cells are, swelled up. They are like, swelled up, bulged up. Hence, they are hypotonic solution. They are placed in hypotonic solution. Okay, so you should understand the meaning of these three solutions very well and should also be able to identify when an animal cell is placed in hypotonic, isotonic or hypotonic solution. Okay, based on the conditions given in the question. Next, we will discuss about plant cells now. So when a plant cell is placed in hypotonic solution, okay, first we will talk about hypotonic solution. Okay, so when a plant cell is placed in hypotonic solution, the term given to this type of cell is turgid cell. Okay, so the condition of cell, plant cell, okay, condition of plant cell whenever it is placed in hypotonic solution is turgid cell. Now you know that in case of hypotonic solution, when a cell is placed, water moves inside the cell because water potential is higher in the solution due to low solute concentration. Okay, so water will move inside the cell. So if we'll place a plant cell inside the cell, inside the hypotonic solution, the plant cell will swell up. Now you are aware that plant cell is having cell membrane. and surrounding cell membrane, cell wall is present. Now the cell wall is very rigid, it is highly inelastic, and remember that the cell wall is completely permeable. Okay, it is fully permeable. That means it does not stop anything from going inside or outside the cell. Okay, so cell wall is fully permeable. Okay, so when a plant cell is placed in hypotonic solution, the water molecules enter inside the plant cell, and when a plant cell is completely filled with water molecules, okay, you can make out here, when a plant cell is completely filled with water molecules, that means no more extra space is present inside the cytoplasm of cell for extra water molecules. So at that particular time, these water molecules, they press against the cell membrane. Okay, they press against the cell membrane. They start applying pressure on the cell membrane. Okay, and this cell membrane applies the same pressure to the cell wall. Now, as I've told you earlier, that cell wall present in the plant cell is highly inelastic and it is very rigid, very tough, okay, because it is made up of dead cellulose, and okay, it is made up of dead cellulose. Okay, so this cell wall protects the cell from bursting. Okay, so remember, when a plant cell is placed in hypotonic solution, okay, water enters inside the plant cell. When plant cell gets completely filled with the water molecules, these water molecules start applying pressure on the cell membrane. Fine, and this cell membrane starts applying the same pressure on the cell wall. Okay, a plant cell placed in an hypotonic solution never bursts because of the presence of tough and rigid cell wall around it. Okay, this cell wall protects the cell from bursting when excess or extra amount of water is present in the plant cell. Okay, and the pressure which is applied by these water molecules on the cell membrane or cell wall is known as Turgor pressure. Okay, Turgor, Turgor pressure. Okay, and this cell is known as this type of cell is known as turgid cell, where Turgor pressure is present. Fine. So when a cell is placed in hypotonic solution, it is called turgid cell because it has Turgor pressure in it. Okay, cells swell up as water moves in it. There is more water potential outside the cell. Okay, so more water potential is present outside the cell. That's the reason water is entering inside the cell. Okay, and remember, this type of cell is called turgid cell, and a plant cell, whenever placed in hypotonic solution, never bursts like an animal cell, because plant cell is always surrounded by a tough and rigid cell wall which protects it from the bursting. Okay, next is isotonic solution. So whenever a plant cell is placed in an isotonic solution, now you are aware that isotonic solution, net movement of water molecules is zero. Okay, that means equal amount of water molecules enter inside the cell and equal number of water molecules will leave the cell. Now you know that in isotonic solution, whenever a plant cell is present, that type of cell is known as flaccid cell. This is called flaccid, F-L-A-C-C-I-D, flaccid cell. Okay, so the meaning of term flaccid cell is only the required or only the exact amount of water molecules are present inside the cell. Okay, no excess amount of water molecules are present. As there are no excess amount of water molecules, so obviously there will be no Turgor pressure inside the flaccid cell. Okay, so the only difference between turgid cell and flaccid cell is, in turgid cell we have Turgor pressure due to the presence of extra or excess of water molecules, right? But in case of flaccid cell, this Turgor pressure is lost. Remember this. Flaccid cell doesn't mean that the water molecules are lesser in number. No, the exact amount of water which is supposed to be present inside the plant cell is present. Okay, exact or the sufficient amount of water molecules are present inside the plant cell, but excess amount of water molecules are not present, and hence there is no Turgor pressure in the flaccid cell. So the only difference is turgid cell is having Turgor pressure inside it on the cell membrane or cell wall, and flaccid cell is not having Turgor pressure inside it. Okay, so When a plant cell is present in isotonic solution, the cell state is flaccid cell and there is no change in shape and volume of the cell. As there is equal photopotential inside and outside the cell. And also there's no change in the shape and size of the cell because of the presence of tough and rigid cell wall, which always protects the cell and maintains the shape of the cell. Last and very important, hypertonic solution. Now you're aware that in hypertonic solution, the solute concentration is higher in solution compared to the cell cytoplasm. So whenever a cell is placed in hypertonic solution, the cell will always lose water. Okay. So similarly, when a plant cell is placed in hypertonic solution, the plant cell will start losing water. Okay. There will not be any change in the shape and size because of the presence of tough and rigid cell wall around it. But the cell membrane will get separated or cell membrane will detach from the cell wall. Okay. So remember this very important point. Whenever a plant cell is present in or it is placed in hypertonic solution, the plant cell loses water and cell membranes get separated from the cell wall. Okay. And the cell cytoplasm shrinks. Fine. This is second case. And this type of cell in which you can easily, make out the separation of cell membrane from the cell wall and you can make out that the cytoplasm is shrinked. Okay. So this type of cell is known as plasmolysed cell. Fine. It is known as plasmolysed cell. And what is the reason for plasmolysed cell? Because the solution present outside the cell is having low water potential. It is more concentrated. Hence, water moves outside the cell. Okay. So first, turgor pressure is lost. Then the cell becomes flaccid. And finally, cell membrane gets separated from cell wall. And this type of cell is known as plasmolysed cell. Right? So remember, when a cell is placed in isotonic solution, when a plant cell is placed in isotonic solution, that is flaccid cell. If it is placed in hypotonic solution, it is turgid cell. And if it is placed in hypertonic solution, it is plasmolysed cell. Okay. So you have to remember the definition of these three types of cells: flaccid cell, turgid cell, and plasmolysed cells. So turgid cell is a cell in which turgor pressure is present and it is exerted by the fluid present inside the cell by pushing the cell membrane against inelastic and rigid cell wall. Okay. And turgid cell is a state of plant cell when it is placed in hypotonic solution because water potential is more in case of hypotonic solution and water is moving inside the plant cell. Sometimes question is asked in the paper that what is the importance of turgidity? How turgor pressure or turgid cell is important. Okay. So a turgidity or turgor pressure is important because it maintains the shape of the plant cell. Very important. It maintains the shape of the plant cell and it provides support to the plant cell. Then it keeps the leaves firm. Okay. And it also keeps non-woody plants upright. There are some plants which do not have wood in them. Okay, a very thin, delicate stem is present, but still you will find that the thin, delicate stem is, it stands upright in the air like this. So the stem is able to stand upright because of the turgidity of the cell, because of the turgor pressure present inside the cell. But remember, in order to maintain this turgor pressure, continuous supply of water is also required to the plant. Then this turgor pressure or turgidity is also responsible for movement of plants. Okay, like Mimosa pudica, the opening and closing of leaves in Mimosa pudica, because Mimosa pudica plant, the touch me not plant, is highly sensitive to touch. So the moment any person touches the plant, the leaves close, and after sometimes again the leaves will open. So both this closing and opening of leaf depends on the turgor pressure present inside the cell. Okay. And it is also responsible for bending of petals, that is opening of flowers during day and closing at night. So all these are the importance of turgidity or turgor pressure in the plant cell. Fine. This movement in plants, you will learn in detail about these two in unit control and coordination further on. Okay. Apart from this, remember that whenever a turgor pressure is lost inside the plant cell, the leaves will become loose, okay? And slowly, finally what will happen, for example, initially the leaf is very firm like this, okay? Leaf is very firm like this. But slowly what will happen, the leaf will start wilting. Okay, what will happen? The leaf will start wilting. And the reason for wilting of leaf is insufficient amount of water. Because when insufficient amount of water is present, turgor pressure in the cell is lost. Next type of cell is flaccid cell. Okay, here the picture of flaccid cell of onion peel is given. This is a microscopic image. You have to remember, or you should be able to identify this image, because this type of image is given in the questions in IGCSE paper. Okay, so flaccid cell is a cell when a plant cell is placed in isotonic solution, and it is, remember, a flaccid cell is not swollen. Okay, and its cell membrane does not press against the cell wall. This point is very important, that a flaccid cell is never having any turgor pressure. This is the only difference between turgid cell and flaccid cell, that in turgid cell, turgor pressure is present, which is applied by water molecules on cell membrane, and hence cell membrane presses against the cell wall. But in case of flaccid cell, turgor pressure is absent. Okay, turgor pressure is lost. And flaccid cell is a condition of plant cell when it is placed in an isotonic solution. In this image, you can make out a flaccid cell clearly. Okay, these are the cells of onion peel. This is cell wall, and here little bit you can make out. You can look at the arrow here. This is cell membrane. Okay, cell wall and cell membrane. In this particular cell, you can make out very well. This dark black line is your cell wall, and inside this white color line, okay, here you can make out this line. This is your cell membrane. Fine. Third one is plasmolized cell. Plasmolized cell you will get when a cell is placed in hypotonic solution, because cell loses large amount of water when placed in hypotonic solution. Okay, and plasmolysis is a process of shrinking or contraction of protoplasm, or you can say, like, cytoplasm. Protoplasm is cytoplasm plus nucleoplasm, that is jelly-like material present inside the nucleus. So together, cytoplasm and nucleoplasm is known as protoplasm. So in the case of plasmolized cell, the protoplasm of cell completely shrinks away, okay, due to the loss of excess of water when placed in hypotonic solution. Fine. And then plasmolysis is a process of shrinking or contraction of protoplasm in plant cell away from its cell wall due to the loss of water when placed in hypotonic solution. This image also you have to understand, because the image of this flaccid cell and sometimes the image of this plasmolized cell is given in the IGCSE paper, and it will be labeled as A, B, something like that, and then you have to identify that out of this A, B, C or D, which are your plasmolized cells. So remember carefully how to identify plasmolized cells. You can make out here, this is your cell wall, okay, and inside you have this your protoplasm, shrinked or shrunken protoplasm, okay, and this is your cell membrane. So in case of plasmolized cells, cell membrane gets completely separated from cell wall. Okay, similarly this one, and this one is also a plasmolized cell. So we have discussed in this particular video about the state of animal and plant cells whenever they are placed in 3 different types of solutions based on the concentration of solutes present in them. Okay, now I have a short quiz for all of you. The first question is, which of the following is true concerning isotonic solutions? Now out of these 4 options, you have to identify which of the following is actually true whenever we talk about isotonic solution. So the first one is, it has equal water potential. That's true. Whenever a cell is placed in isotonic solution, it will always have equal water potential, okay, to the cell. Then it has equal solute concentration. That is also true. Water potential is equal because of the presence of equal solute concentration. Then cell does not lyse in it. The meaning of term lyse is break. Okay, the meaning of term lies is break. Break, or you can say burst. So the bursting of cell cannot take place in isotonic solution. And the last option is all of these. So all these 3 points, that is A, B, C, are correct in terms of isotonic solution. Hence the correct option for this question is D. Next, a plant cell becomes turgid when placed in DAS solution. Now you are aware that when you will place a plant cell in an hypotonic solution, the plant cell will be turgid. So the correct answer is B, hypotonic solution. In passive transport, molecules always move from a region of lower concentration to a region of higher concentration, to a region then against the concentration gradient. C, region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration, and D, none of these. The correct answer is C. Because in passive transport, that is diffusion and osmosis, the molecules will always move from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. The doctor orders an isotonic fluid for a patient. Which of the following is the example of an isotonic fluid? Okay, so it's given here 0.9% saline solution, 5% glucose solution, 2% dextrose solution, 11% saline solution. The correct answer is A. Okay, 0.9% saline solution. Last question is, which type of transport requires cellular energy? That is cellular energy stored in the form of ATP molecules. So very well you are aware that active transport, because it is always against the concentration gradient. That is always from lower concentration to the higher concentration. Hence, D is the correct answer, active transport. So it is diffusion, active transport, passive transport, osmosis. So the correct answer is B, active transport. The rest three, that is passive transport, osmosis or diffusion, all three are same. Last question is, here they have given you two eggs, A and B. So the B shows a normal D-shelled hen's egg which was shrunk after placing in a type of solution. Okay. So what happened is, when you have placed the egg in a type of solution, the egg was completely shrunk. Okay. Shrunk means the egg has lost water from it. So you have to identify the type of solution in which you will place egg, and hence the egg will lose its water. The correct answer is hypertonic solution, that is D. Okay, so when you will place a cell in an hypertonic solution, you should understand the cell will always lose water. So only this much in this video. In next video, we will discuss about active transport. Take care till then. Bye-bye.